Okay? So you need a lot of faith to believe in this nonsense, that 13.8 billion years ago there was a great nothing. And this nothing, for no reason, no purpose, just spontaneously, just boom, explodes. And this explosion, this atomic bomb, you could say, somehow bombs create stuff. Okay. This bomb, this explosion goes off, all matter, and then all the intelligent life forms come into existence. I mean, the laws that make my heart govern this body and the cells and the brain function and the way that the wind works and the way that the sun and the moon and the ocean. If we go into the animal kingdom, all the different, man, just sit there and watch planet Earth for a moment. Look how intelligent our universe is. So,
okay, Mario, so let me get this straight. You basically think this happened.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Well, hello, heathens. I am glad that you guys have been able to join me today. We are going to be looking at Mario Brisson, or the Vigilant Christian, the Christian from Canada, the blazing Canadian Christian person, everybody's favorite Christian from Canada, Mario Brisson. So Mario is going to be fucking the shit out of the Big Bang Theory and evolution. Yay! As you could already tell by the intro, he doesn't know shit about any scientific theory or anything to do with the Big Bang Theory or evolution. Mainly because he's a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist.
hey everyone, it's TVC Mario, and
What up, TVC Mario? You're never gonna watch this, but I'm Godless Engineer. I'm on Facebook, look me up.
you're here for a video that I wanted to make to compare Big Bang, the theory of evolution, and the origin of the universe, that ridiculous nonsense, versus intelligent design.
Really, I honestly don't understand how somebody can say that the Big Bang Theory and evolutionary theory are ridiculous notions when compared to intelligent design. Intelligent design is so ridiculous that, I mean, honestly, it's getting really, really like beating the dead horse at this point.
Christians, fucking Christians.
But you see, a lot of people like to make that reference, that it's beating a dead horse, but when you have people like Mario here so willfully ignorant that he doesn't even try to educate himself on scientific theories or any kind of facts or anything like that, I mean, you have to stay consistent and you have to keep on fighting against the idiocy. And that's exactly what Mario exudes.
And what I want to show you here is that intelligent design is so much more rational, so much more logical, it doesn't even make sense.
Question. Okay, trying not to laugh here. Sorry, hold on.
Here is that intelligent design is so much more rational, so much more logical, it doesn't even make sense.
It's so rational and so logical that it doesn't even make sense? Oh man! God damn, you're hitting the nail on the head there, buddy.
And I cannot even believe that we live in a society here where this is even a debate.
Oddly enough, I can't either. So I guess we're in the same boat.
But then again, you know what? Doesn't surprise me, since the government makes sure to indoctrinate the kids with this false theory of evolution and they brainwash them to make them think that it's scientific fact when it's not. It's a fairy tale.
Us having scientific evidence for the Big Bang Theory, for, you know, how our universe formed and everything like that. So we have scientific evidence for that. That is the cosmic microwave background radiation screenshot. That is one of the ways that we know that the Big Bang actually happened. We can still see the remnants of it actually still happening. So we live in a very fortunate time, as Lawrence Krauss says, that we can actually still see this. Magical man in the sky snaps his fingers, goes abracadabra, and everything's into existence. Wow, totally circumventing genetics when it comes to, both creating animals and as well as creating humans to have incestuous relationships that build up this entire world, not only once, but fucking twice. Scientific evidence is a fairy tale.
And you need more faith to believe in this theory than anything else.
Scientific evidence doesn't take any kind of faith whatsoever. Don't listen to this idiot in that regard.
So, those of you out there who just blindly, foolishly believe that the Big Bang and the evolutionary theory is actual science, well, who was there 13.8 billion years ago to observe and experiment on this?
Okay, Mario, this might be a little bit over your head, but I'll try to speak at your level. You don't have to be somewhere to know something happened. Like, if a tree falls down, like, you don't have to know, like, you don't have to have anyone be there to know that the tree fell down. Like, you can know that the tree was once standing because in your previous experiences, trees grow upward. They don't just magically appear on the ground, broken and shit. So you don't need to be somewhere in order to observe the effects of it and be able to sort of reconstruct what happened. But of course, you're coming from a Christian perspective there, and from the Christian perspective, they have somebody that was there to record things. Don't even mind the fact that apparently he had to get humans to write all of this down, and humans are fallible in general, and basically you're basing all of your shit blindly, I might add, on the word of people 2,000, 3,000 years ago that were so ignorant that they didn't even know, like, you know, germ theory. Like, they had no actual modern shit worked out, but yet, oh, they got the beginning of the universe. I love how he says that it takes blind faith, or we blindly believe in the Big Bang Theory. Motherfucker, we got pictures. The best you got are doodles and books and shit. I guarantee you that most of the Christians in the U.S. haven't read the Bible, primarily because it doesn't have nice, pretty pictures to explain it. But yeah, sure. Science and scientific evidence and the scientific method just takes blind faith in order to believe what's right in front of your eyes. Whereas apparently Christianity, it doesn't take blind faith and doesn't need evidence. All it needs is a book. But it's totally not blind faith.
So therefore, it is not science. It is a theory, always will be a theory. It's impossible to prove scientifically because science by very definition is observable. So unless someone's observing it, always going to be a theory.
Okay, first of all, you don't know jack shit about what a scientific theory is. Scientific theories are backed by a mountain of evidence. You have to test it and retest it. It's got to be falsifiable. The Big Bang Theory is definitely falsifiable. And yes, there have been plenty of experiments to prove that the Big Bang actually happened. Mathematically, you can tell by the planets and their red shift, or the shift in their red light spectrum. You could tell that apparently we all started out at one singular point. There's also the cosmic wave background radiation that can tell you that, yes, there was a Big Bang. There's just mountains of evidence to support the scientific theory of the Big Bang, which is, interestingly enough, is a misnomer because they just sort of, when they first hypothesized the Big Bang, they just characterized it as all matter was at one point at one solitary point and then just banged into existence, like a big bang, and like so that's how it came. Kind of like the God particle, that's a little bit of a misnomer too. So, but yeah, Mario doesn't know shit about scientific theories. Scientific theories are much stronger than he's letting on. Of course, I know most of you know that, but for the Christians out there that don't know it, I mean, he's lying here. Either he's lying or he's ignorant. I'll put a bet on ignorant, but I mean, if he actually knows what the scientific theory is, then he's lying.
Okay, so you need a lot of faith to believe in this nonsense that 13.8 billion years ago there was a great nothing, and this nothing, for no reason, no purpose, just spontaneously, just boom, explodes. And this explosion, this atomic bomb, you could say, somehow bombs create stuff. Okay, this bomb, this explosion goes off, all matter, and then all the intelligent life forms come into existence. I mean, the laws that make my heart govern this body and the cells and the brain function and the way that the wind works and the way that the sun and the moon and the ocean. If we go into the animal kingdom, all the different, man, just sit there and watch planet Earth for a moment. Look how intelligent our universe is. So they want you to believe.
Again, you literally think this is what we say the Big Bang and evolution is. Okay, I don't need to really tell you guys how dumb as fuck that is. That's a dumb as fuck thing to say. Mario, you know that's not what the Big Bang is. You know that's not what evolution is. And to explain your whole intelligent universe thing, that's pretty fucked up too, because if you really think about it, most of the universe, like 99.9999999999999% of the universe is uninhabitable. How is that fucking intelligent? Like, at all. Like, you want to focus on the things that you perceive to be intelligent, like the laws of science, which is more of a philosophical thing, rather than actual scientific, like, laws and shit. Look it up. And then, you perceive these hints at intelligence, but it's really not intelligent. Like, just take our Earth, for example. It's mostly fucking water, which we don't actually live in. Most of the land on the Earth is meant to kill us. Like, they have environments where we would not survive. Like, take the Antarctic, for example. Or take, the Congo, or any of that. I know that people do end up living down there, but it's not exactly like it's a very high survivability rate. There's a reason why not so many people live in that area, and why a lot of people moved out of the area and started thriving elsewhere. Because it's fucking designed to kill people. So, no, this world isn't intelligent. To explain how our body works and everything like that, natural selection has allowed us to develop these things that allow us to survive. That's how we got here, not some kind of intelligent design. Think about how all the heart defects and, birth defects, genetic diseases and shit. How is that shit intelligently designed? You're intelligently designed! You're intelligently designed! You're intelligently designed. We're all intelligently designed.
This is the stupidest theory in the world.
No, I would have to say that the stupidest theory is that the Earth was created by some magical guy in the sky that snapped his fingers and went abracadabra, created everything. Oddly enough, he created plants before there was an actual source of light for them to actually make any kind of energy from. So there's that. The way that the Earth is said to have formed in Genesis is in no way related to how it actually formed. Not only that, but getting more into Genesis here, you got two people who were perfectly created, apparently, and they fucked up. They ended up having to fuck each other and populate the world. And amongst all of this incest that they have, all this sister banging and whatnot, being from Alabama, I know all about sister banging. God decides he fucked up. Everybody's evil except for this one particular family. So let's just go ahead and make them build a boat instead of giving them a fucking boat. Got to make them work for it, right? And then flood the earth, kill all of them incestuous, deformed motherfuckers out there. And then we'll just restart again with, people having incestuous sex all the time, fucking their kids, fucking their sisters, fucking their daughters, fucking their moms. Who the fuck knows who else got fucked back then? That would be the stupidest theory on planet Earth right now, I think. Besides, like, chemtrails and shit, which I know that you also believe in, but I think that particular theory, creation, intelligent design, is by far the stupidest one compared to, like, evolution and the Big Bang Theory, where we have mountains of evidence, which apparently you refuse to even acknowledge here because you don't fucking know a goddamn thing about fucking evolution or the Big Bang or any kind of fucking science at all.
And the majority of you believe it because your school teachers told you it was fact. The textbooks literally lied to you. They had lies in it. And you blindly believed your teacher. And because society and everyone else believes this, you're like, yeah, that's what it is. No. God gave us a brain so that we could use it.
Okay, let me use my brain that God gave me. I should fuck my sister. But also, psychological issues like sociopathy, psychopathy. Are you saying that those particular individuals don't actually suffer from those particular mental disorders? What about depression? You yourself suffer from depression. Would that not be like if we were intelligently designed? Don't you think that God wouldn't have fucked up the chemistry in our brain? Like He would have made it so that we can't get depressed. Like I know that you're going to blame that on us, on Eve. Well, okay, on women. Let's be honest, Mario. You Christians like you fucking hate women because, God has Eve eating the apple and then feeding the apple to Adam. So fuck bitches, right?
Let's look at intelligent design. What does intelligent design teach, or the Bible teach? That God, who, you have to understand the nature of God, because you're going to say, well, if God created the universe, then who created God? Gotcha. No.
Gotcha. Actually, that is a pretty good question. And they always move the goalpost to where he's outside of reality, basically. And say that science can't touch him, and that he always existed, and that there's no reason to think that he needed a creator because he always existed. That's just a cop-out.
Who created God? What a stupid question. And yes, there are stupid questions. That's a dumb one.
Oh, man. I can't even say that there are stupid questions. I think all questions merit, an answer. So you saying that is quite indicative of the Bible's anti-knowledge stance. And that's what it has. It's anti-knowledge there, Mario. And you're exuding anti-knowledge right now.
Who created God? Do you not even understand the very nature of God? He is Alpha. He is Omega. He is beginning and end. He's eternal.
He's a giant dickhead. He likes to give babies cancer. And finally, he's just really, really into dick sucking.
And what you're going to see here is that he's eternal. And that makes sense. He's an eternal God who's above us. Just because we can't comprehend him doesn't mean that he doesn't exist.
So basically you're saying we can't understand God. God is always outside of our own understanding. So therefore, just trust in God. You can see why this isn't scientific in the least bit. Science requires you to explore the answers and actually come up with real fucking answers, not whatever the fuck you're coming up with.
And we can look at science. Science, in fact, proves an intelligent designer. Because everywhere we look in nature, including our own bodies, in, like I said, planet Earth, you go out there and you look at nature and the bugs and how they work and certain insects. It's a miracle. God has created intelligent designs everywhere.
And all of that can be explained by natural selection. Pick any animal on this earth, and you can explain it with evolution and by natural selection. You don't need a creator. You just need a lot of time, and apparently deep time for this motherfucker, as well as a lot of you creationists out there, is apparently a really hard concept to get. I don't understand it at fucking all. Good luck with life.
Now, what's so funny, too, is even the biggest people who push this always fall back with dumb stuff, okay? You have Richard Dawkins, and he goes out and he says, and I just heard Bill Nye say the same thing, it's not God that created the universe, but it could be aliens.
Really, Mario? You're gonna laugh at somebody saying aliens created us when you regularly think that Rihanna is spreading the Illuminati conspiracy, media bullshit. You regularly put out this Illuminati shit all the goddamn time, Mario. And you're gonna laugh at somebody for that? Not to mention the fact that that's not even what the fucking theory says. The theory says that maybe we were maybe the primordial stuff was deposited here by alien sources, like alien as in comet striking here from elsewhere. Not like a Martian came by and seeded the planet with like human beings or something, or the amoebas or what the single-celled organisms that were here. Like Physical aliens didn't do this. Alien just means that it comes from outside of an area. And so all it means is that it's outside of the earth. Like maybe all the ingredients of the primordial recipe was deposited here on a comet. Something like that. But no, you wouldn't believe there was actual aliens and that Bill Nye and other people are saying that it was actual aliens that created humans and deposited us here. Fucking dumb as shit.
They just disprove their own theory that they've been standing for forever. Why? Because if Martians create...
No, they didn't. You keep on believing that, though, but they didn't. Because the particular theory that you're mischaracterizing here only tells us how the ingredients got here and how the process got started. Not that little green men came by, created humans, and then let us live here until they decided to flood the earth again or some shit. That's not how any of this works, Mario. I really think that you need to see a psychiatrist at this point.
Us? That means intelligent design is right. That we were intelligently designed by something. You might think it's little green Martians. I think it's an almighty God who has no beginning and no end. The Alpha, the Omega.
Again, they're not backtracking. They're not doing any of that shit. The way that he's characterizing it here is just dumb as fuck. And is in no way like a backtrack for the scientific community or anything. He just doesn't understand the actual theory.
Okay, so you see, even the main leaders in this evolution movement have to fumble logically on their own theory and have to say that, well, you know what, it might be that we're intelligently designed by Martians.
Oh, come on, Mario. Like, you haven't fumbled in this entire video at all. Do you not remember this little shit at the beginning? I mean, come on, dude. You're just embarrassing yourself at this point. I mean, it really does just look like an idiot that's laughing at himself. And it's like, Bill from down the street says that gravity's going to kill me. I might jump off this cliff.
And they'll come up to you and be like, well, don't you know? It's scientific fact. No, it's not, buddy. No, it's not. No. I know you want to keep...
But it is. Like, scientific fact in that it has like evidence to back it up. You know, it's just evidence. I mean, for you, it's like, who the fuck needs evidence, right?
An explosion happened for no reason. Bang! And everything that's intelligent. Look at the intelligence here. Bang! Bang! Bang!
I don't see any intelligence.
Bang!
I really don't. Could you please point out the intelligence again?
Look at the intelligence here.
Oh, that's the intelligence? I still don't see the intelligence there, Mark. Could you be a bit more specific? Because, I mean, you're just pointing to yourself, and I don't see the intelligence. We are all now much dumber having listened to you, Mario.
The Bible literally says that the creation itself lets us know we can't be ignorant. You're not going to be able to stand in front of God and tell him, yeah.
No, you're right. You're not going to be able to stand in front of God. Because God doesn't exist! Hey-oh!
You're supposed to be intelligent, so of course you had to have some type of intelligent designer. You didn't come out of an explosion. How stupid is that?
I don't know, I'd say about as stupid as believing that a guy snapped his fingers and went abracadabra, created everything, blah, 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 blah. Bible. Basically Bible.
One thing that does exist is microevolution, the variations between different species, I would say kinds, but nothing like an ape turning into a human.
Actually, I hate the term microevolution, primarily because of fucksticks like you using it exactly like you used it now. I mean, I would classify that as more of like adaptation. I mean, if you have enough steps in evolution over time, you're going to get these big changes. But because our time scale, like human time scale, is so small in comparison to the history of the Earth, we can't see these massive changes. So what we have to do is we have to look at these small changes.
And because we have a school system and a society that, is anti-God, because the Bible says that this world is anti-God, they hate God, they suppress the truth and unrighteousness. These guys actually think they're smart when they believe this, when believing this is an insult against your intelligent designer who created you to use your brain and be intelligent.
I like how he says that this is very anti-God and how society hates God. Right now, Christianity is one of the biggest religions in the world. You regularly have politicians in both Canada and in the United States pushing Christian agendas. So I don't see this whole society hating God thing there, Mario. I feel like you're bullshitting us yet again on this. You're fear-mongering people. Quite like Alex Jones at this point. Yeah, you're like a young Alex Jones.
Have a blessed and wonderful day. Stay vigilant. Fear no evil.
I'm John Gleason, the Godless Engineer, and remember, don't believe this bullshit. See y'all later.